Did you know you can shoot a roll of 35mm film in your medium format camera? All you need for that? This 3D printed spool adapter. This will give you an image that exposes over the whole film area beyond the sprocket holes. That's why images created this way are called sprocket shots. Depending on the format of the camera, this will give you a panoramic image, and in this video I'll try to do exactly that. My camera is a Seagull 4A, a TLR that shoots 6x6 images, and with this method I can get an image that's actually 3x2, the exact same ratio as 35mm, but much bigger. To load your film, you first need to put the canister between the two 3D printed parts, and then you can load it like any other film. The take-up spool needs a bit more attention. How do I know this? Well, I went out to shoot a full roll, and then when I opened the camera I noticed, oops, the film had slipped off and I didn't actually take any pictures that day. So I had to do this all over again. To securely attach the film, I took around 20 centimeters of an old roll I had, taped that to the spool, and then I taped the leader to the strip of old film, and that's very secure and that holds. You can trust me on this.
With the film securely attached to the camera, we can head off to shoot.
Today we're in this abandoned industrial complex turned into a museum. I've got my camera with me, I've loaded some film. Let's take some sprocket shots. There's actually, the local fire department is training. They're walking up there with their full gear. It's a really hot day, so I hope these guys get a nice workout today. Let's take the shot. Framing and focusing is really not easy with this setup. TLR cameras with a waist level viewfinder already flip the image. And now on top of that, because the film is rolling horizontally through the camera, but I want to take landscape images, I need to flip the camera 90 degrees. Now if I look through the waist finder, I can see an image that's not only flipped, but also upside down. And that's really complicated, and it really needs to click in your brain until you figure out how to actually frame and focus with this. Hey, it worked, we have an image. The low contrast actually nicely complements the industrial flare, at least in my opinion. Now unfortunately there is some light leaks coming through the sprocket holes. That's just due to the way I'm scanning these images, don't worry about it. And if you look closely you can actually see the frame counter at the border at the top of the image. These next images aren't exactly bangers, so let's go through them quickly. I'm now here at this crane. It's a little bit dark inside, so I need to use the tripod. I can't hold an eighth of a second on this camera. I've set the focus on the chains, so there's a bit of depth of field. This photo radiates abandonedness, as if the time had stood still for 50 years, as if the crane is still waiting for its operator to come back any minute now. We're at the next location. I've already set the sharpness, I've already set the exposure. Let's take the shot. My grandfather said this reminds him of rising costs, competition from the Far East, and having to abandon your once state-of-the-art technology. Second to last location. As always, already set the exposure, set the sharpness, set the focus, set everything. This building was constructed in 1902, and my grandfather was impressed by how detailed and complex the bricks had been laid. This must have been expensive and not necessary for a building that just houses turbines powering the huge blast furnaces. Wow, that feels very hard. I won't advance it any further. I've taken 11 pictures now. This camera usually takes 12, but since it's hard to pull the crank, I'm guessing I've reached the end of the 35mm roll. That's a good sign. That means, in theory, we should have shot through the whole roll. Now we can go home, get it out of the camera in a dark room, send it off to the lab, and then scan it, and I'll see you there. How many shots you can take with this setup depends on your roll and your camera. With my setup and the 20 centimeters extra leader that I taped, I could take 11 pictures. Removing the film needs to be done in a dark room or in a changing bag. Since you cannot rewind a medium format camera, the whole film is still on the take-up spool. So in the dark, you need to open the camera, pull out the take-up spool and then manually rewind into the canister. Once you have your developed roll in hand, you'll notice it looks a bit different than what 35mm normally looks like, and my lab technician was also very confused about this. Do you like the look of Sprocket shots? Tell me in the comments. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe here to not miss my next video where I'll shoot my 1968 Super 8 camera from my grandfather. And here you can see how I shoot trichromes, and here's a video that the algorithm selected for you. Have a great rest of your day.